Hello there everybody. Now today we've actually got a very interesting model to unbox here. As you can see, this is the Aeroflot Russian Airlines A350 in 1 to 200 scale. So this is actually the biggest model that I've ever gotten. These 1 to 200 scale models are like really high quality and they're also huge. So I'm very excited to unbox this thing. The labeling on this box is very nice as well. I mean, we've kind of got this like cover thing. As you can see, it's like a cover. Yeah, my vocabulary isn't that good, is it? Then of course we've got the hammer and sickle wing logo that Aeroflot keeps for heritage, I guess. But as you can see, this model looks like it's gonna be quite nice. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing already, shall we? Yes, that is barely standing. Look at that. Look at that. It's got the angle. Oh. Look, did I just open this box upside down? Okay, good, it's not upside down. Okay, look at this. I mean, this thing's absolutely huge. You can see why it needs this big of a box. It comes with a stand as well, which is very nice. Here's the stand, it looks very nice. And here is the model itself. Let's see if I can take it out with one hand. There it is. Oh! That's kind of sharp. Ow. Now this model also comes with some detachable landing gear parts. So you can actually put landing gear, and I'll show you that soon. But for now, let's just go ahead and have a look at this model while it's on the stand. Now here we have the model on the stand, and it is just absolutely majestic looking. Like, this thing is actually really large, and to get a scale of how large this aircraft model actually is, I brought in another aircraft that you guys may be a little bit familiar with. Yes, it is actually pretty decently sized compared to my RC A380. All right, you can just go somewhere over there. Now, obviously, the bigger these models get, the more detail you can actually add to them. And that is very evident with this Aeroflot model. As you can see, even the nose has like so much detail. Small details like the strobe lights or the landing lights. These are details you really would only see on 1 to 200 scale aircraft or larger. And for me, this is a first because I've never had an aircraft model this large. It's very cool to see all these little details that we've got here. And to review this model properly, let's go ahead and look at the specific details on the nose section here. Of course, we've got the A350 cockpit windows with the iconic mask. We've got some technical things. We've got the Sky Team logo, we've got the Russian flag, and the name of the aircraft, Malinovsky, which I looked up the name and it came up with a Ukrainian soccer player. But I did scroll down a little bit and I found this like Soviet general from the 50s and 60s. So yeah, that's probably who this aircraft is named after. And then of course we've got the Cyrillic text on the port side of the aircraft. Aeroflot, Российские, авиалинии. We've even got the emergency exit doors as well. The engines on this model are really nice. And the fan blades even spin. I don't know if I can... We've got the back side of the engine there. Although I do have to say, the engine on the port side of the aircraft is a little bit tilted. If you look at the other engine, it might be hard to tell on camera. This one's like a lot more straight. Okay, let me zoom out. Yeah, there you go. The right engine's a little bit more straight, and then the other engine is kind of like tilted upwards. But honestly, that's like the only defect with this model that I've noticed so far, so that's not too bad at all. Then as we move further back on the aircraft, we've got... Yeah, I really don't know any of the terminology, do I? On the back side of the aircraft, we have the registration Victor Papa Bravo X-Ray Charlie. Yes, and the back door, and then we have the very nice tail design on Aeroflot's aircraft, which is just the Russian flag kind of like waving. I do like how Aeroflot kind of puts like orange on their livery as well. They have orange winglets and orange stripes on the engines, which I think is actually pretty cool. Although on the outer tips of the winglets you just have the Russian flag, which is kind of interesting how they only have that on the outer tips, and then on the inner tips you have orange. I find that very interesting. But anyway, here we have the starboard side of the aircraft, which is all in English text, obviously just Aeroflot Russian Airlines. I think the best thing about this model is just how detailed it actually is. Now I think it's time to go ahead and take this thing off the stand for a little second to show you guys one of the coolest things about this model. Let me put it on the table here gently. Now, as I showed you guys in the beginning, it comes with these landing gear plastic bags. As you can see, there are literally like magnet kind of indents on the bottom of the aircraft. These things are just magnet, so you put them on like so, and they go in perfectly, and it's just like a magnet kind of. And here we have the main landing gear, so let's go ahead and put that on. There we go. Oh yeah, and the gear also tilts, which is very cool. And the wheels roll as well, which is very nice. And I think the coolest thing about this is that we can stand it up perfectly on the gear, and it rolls just like a plane would roll. What am I saying? And you're probably wondering what is inside the other bag, and that is just the gear doors basically. So let me go ahead and show you that. Take the landing gear out just like that. It's pretty simple. Now let's go ahead and put on the landing gear doors. So then this is kind of what the aircraft would look like in a flight configuration, of course. And there we go. But while the aircraft is flipped over, let's go ahead and just look at the details on the bottom here. Of course, we've got the Aeroflot text on the bottom, as well as the registration on the left wing. Now, me personally, I prefer the landing gear configuration, so let's go ahead and take off the gear doors. And to do that, you're gonna have to use these little sticks that come in the bag as well. Oh, now that I have these little stick things out, maybe we can go ahead and look at how the engine fan blades actually spin. Yeah, there's a much better look at the engine fan blades. As you can see, they spin perfectly. It's very cool actually that they can do that. And honestly, I think the addition of the landing gear is probably what makes this model so awesome. Now that I think about it, not only is it my first 1/200 scale model, it's my first A350 model. Very glad to have added this to my collection. Now, of course, there is a reason that this is the very first 1/200 scale model in my collection, and that is because this scale is not that easy to come by, and it's not entirely a rare scale. It's pretty common actually, but the only issue with this scale is that it's very expensive, and I'm very thankful that I actually got this model as a gift from somebody I know who's actually from Russia, so thank you very much for the model. But for video purposes, I'll tell you guys the price of this model. It was actually $170. And obviously you're getting what you're paying for, right? This is a very high quality model. It's completely die cast metal. The stand is metal. Maybe perhaps it's worth it. This is quite a high quality model. Do let me know if you think it's worth it down in the comments. And let me know your thoughts on this model overall down in the comments as well. And with that, I would like to mention, this is likely going to be the very last video I ever film on this iconic wooden table. The iconic i7-11 wooden table. Because we're moving out soon, so it has appeared in so many thumbnails on my channel. It will definitely be missed greatly. Okay, well, it is just a table. I don't think it's that deep actually. Well, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this model review, and I'll see you guys in the next video as always.